Part 4. You will hear an environmental science student giving a presentation about the challenges of managing electronic waste, or e-waste. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
In today's presentation, I'm going to discuss one of the fastest growing waste streams on the planet, electronic waste, commonly known as e-waste. This includes everything from discarded smartphones and laptops to old fridges and televisions. We often talk about plastic pollution, but e-waste is actually more problematic in many ways. The volume is increasing at an alarming rate. According to recent UN data, the world generates over 50 million tons of e-waste every year. So why is this happening? You might think it's due to a lack of recycling facilities, but the primary driver is simply the cost. Electronics have become so affordable that for many people it is much cheaper to buy a brand new device than to repair an old one. This economic reality, combined with a culture of constantly upgrading to the latest model, means the lifespan of our devices is getting shorter and shorter. But why is e-waste so difficult to manage? Why can't we just recycle it, like paper or glass? Well, there are several technical and logistical barriers. First, modern devices are incredibly complex. A single smartphone can contain up to 60 different elements. The problem is the way they are put together. In the past, products were screwed together with easily removable parts. But today, instead of metal screws, manufacturers often rely heavily on strong glue to hold components in place. This makes it extremely difficult, sometimes impossible, to separate the battery from the screen without completely destroying the device. Secondly, there is the issue of safety. E-waste contains a mixture of valuable metals like silver and copper, but it also contains highly hazardous substances. If not dismantled correctly, dangerous elements such as lead and mercury can easily leak into the soil and water supply. This makes the recycling process expensive and risky, requiring specialized facilities that many countries simply don't have. Another significant hurdle is consumer behavior, specifically regarding privacy. Millions of people hoard old laptops and phones in their drawers at home rather than recycling them. This is because they are terrified that their personal data might be stolen if the device falls into the wrong hands. This insecurity prevents huge amounts of resources from re-entering the supply chain. Then there is the problem of illegal movement. Because proper recycling is expensive, there is a large, unregulated trade where waste is falsely labelled as used goods and sent to developing nations. These countries often lack the infrastructure to handle it safely. This illegal export of waste makes it very hard to track where our discarded gadgets actually end up. So those are the problems. What are the solutions? Governments and manufacturers are starting to wake up to the crisis. One of the most important shifts is the push for right to repair legislation. This is a set of laws requiring manufacturers to make spare parts and repair manuals available to the public. The ultimate aim is to extend the life of the product so we don't throw it away so quickly. From a design perspective, we are seeing a move towards modular electronics. This means if one part fails, you can just replace that specific component. There is also a huge economic opportunity in what is called urban mining. This involves recovering precious materials from waste. Believe it or not, there is a much higher concentration of gold in a ton of mobile phones than there is in a ton of ore from a traditional mine. Recovering this metal reduces the need to dig up the earth. To make this work, we need better standardization. Currently, almost every brand has different power connectors. Introducing a universal charger would significantly reduce the amount of waste created by discarded cables. Finally, we need to change the economic model. Instead of a linear economy where we make, use, and dispose, we need to move towards a circular economy. In this system, the manufacturer retains ownership of the device and the customer simply leases it. When the contract is up, the manufacturer takes it back to reuse the parts. This incentivizes them to build durable products rather than ones designed to break after a few years.
That is the end of Part 4. You now have 1 minute to check your answers to Part 4.